Is it live on YouTube?
YT, the only live stream platform you care about?
No.
Yes. It is. Should be. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Minecraft stream. Did some work off cam. You know what I'm saying? On the Great Northwest Railway Project. That's what I'll call it. Been making some gains on it. Gonna finish her off tonight. Got nothing better to do with my Saturday.
Sunday.
Oh yeah, Saturday. Sunday. Whatever. Same thing. Timekeeping. It's insanity, you know, human beings like to do that. Like to keep track of things. Sunday evening, fitting to relax here tonight. And build an underwater railroad. Which is not likely to be underwater for much longer. Because we're about to make the ascent. Have you logged in yet, Sweet D?
Not yet.
Hurry up. Ready to head out. Ready to do this. So, the stakes are high, ladies and gentlemen. On my person, I have a rare enchant Respiration 1 helm. And I'm carrying around, oh geez, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diamond tools. Well, one of them's a weapon, technically. So we'll say 4 diamond tools and 1 diamond weapon. And if I die during this project, on this mission, then I will, well, my stuff will probably sink to the bottom of the ocean. Be sitting right there on the ocean floor for crabs to, you know, like grab at with their pincers. So let's make sure that doesn't happen. Let's make sure I don't die. Do you have a minecart on you?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go first, because minecart is currently on the track. So we'll show you guys a little bit of work we did off camera. I definitely refined this room a little bit. Made it look pretty, or at least prettier than it was. And I added this door because, you know, I've probably put in, I don't know, a couple days worth of playtime in this chunk. It's my main chunk. And so one of the benefits of this railroad between our two bases is that, you know, we're going to bypass all the monsters that are spawning out there. So I had to add this door because it's just getting so dangerous out here, you know? We got poison zombies, we got armored skeletons, and it's just getting hairy. So that's why I had to add that door, because they were coming in here and we had to take care of business. So let's show you the progress we've made. I should be able to just hop in here, hold the W key, and then yippee! Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Now I'm gonna speak up a little bit because the railroad itself, like the sound of the minecart traveling on these tracks, is really loud. I wish I could turn it down in the game settings because it is so disproportionately loud compared to all the other sound effects in the game. I really wish Mojang would turn it down a little bit. You know, the sound of these tracks is just a little bit overwhelming. So it's gonna muffle pretty much all the conversation we have whilst traveling on the railroad. Here, let's see if I can. Oh crap! Oh, that was stupid. So I just dismounted my minecart, and now Sweet D is pushing it away. Stop! See, how come you didn't get dismounted?
I just pressed shift.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did, and I got sent out in the in the middle of the ocean. That was ridiculous. Where is my minecart? Is it still going?
They're both going.
You're kidding. Are you pushing them?
I'm not.
Oh no. I placed the powered rails too close together.
Okay, they're here.
Stop them.
They're already stopped. Wait. Oh my god.
Come on.
Do you see him?
Oh, we're almost there anyway. So that is an unfortunate bug, ladies and gentlemen, that happens because there's hardly any space within the glass tunnel. So sometimes, only sometimes, when you dismount the minecart. What? The villager and his llamas are just out here floating.
He can walk on water.
Yeah, he's really, really some kind of messiah, obviously. He's just standing out here, floating on his feet with his llamas. Anyway, we're getting really sidetracked here. What is that? Bucket of puffer fish. I'm gonna hard pass on that. Did you collect my minecart? Or it's right there.
Do you want me to collect it?
No. So I wanted to show you guys what we have so far, but basically you're looking at it. This is how far we've come. God, you're just collecting all my stuff.
Here, I'll clear all that, yeah.
No, just hang on to it. So I'll show you how far we've come. We're almost there, believe it or not. The white banner on the map titled Home Base is where we came from when we mounted the minecart. And the purple banner titled Volcano Base is our destination. So the track is scheduled to be built out in this direction, just a little bit further. And then we're going to take a hard left and head straight towards the base, which is right there. You can see it's already loaded in. So we'll go through another kelp forest, underwater forest here, which is pretty awesome scenery. We should still be aligned at, what is that? X-axis 185, right here. Oh, it must, yeah, it's 185 right here. And then this is approximately where we will begin our ascent. We've decided to attach the rail to the volcano base above ground, pretty much at the level of our base. So we're going to need to start the ascent approximately right about here by my calculations. But we're going to meet halfway. So we first got to get the rail out this far. Okay. Scott's on Twitch says, "Man, Hengist, I used to watch your mage guides." Heart emoticon. Yeah, that was a long time ago, man. I had hair back then. Still do have hair. Most of it's on my lower face. But I actually can't grow hair on my head. I just prefer the bald look. Christy T says, "That's awesome. Thank you. I have put quite a bit of work into it. It's been a lot of fun." And Scott is asking, do I still play WoW? I stopped playing WoW around the time I stopped making WoW videos. I would estimate several years ago now, several meaning between 5 and 7. I think I logged in to try out the Mist of Pandaria beta and decided it wasn't worth my time. And that was really after I had decided to stop playing WoW. So I effectively stopped playing like at the end of Cataclysm. So, I wonder if I'm going to bother continuing where I left off with the video I'm making by showing the base again. I may as well. There's only a few of you in the chat right now that are going to listen to this redundancy. Let's do it before it gets dark. I should have already done it, but...
Okay.
Do it like this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are just about done building our underwater railway. As you can see, well, I have to show you the map. We are in a completely different biome, quite far away from home base. We are, I would estimate, about 70% of the way to the volcano base. So we're just going to bring out this, the rail, the track here to about this block, which is X185 or so, and then we're going to take a hard left and head straight towards the volcano base, which you can see is loaded in already. It's quite close. And we'll make our way through this, another kelp forest right up ahead, which is quite convenient because I learned recently that kelp can be used as a fuel source for furnaces, so it'd be very easy to come over here and just harvest a ton of this stuff. It grows back quite quickly, and it's a lot of fun, I think, to hang out underwater, especially if you have respiration enchant. So this should be where our track is aligned, and we've decided to connect the rail. At this point, we'll cease to be underwater, and we'll probably make the ascent about here or so and begin heading towards the volcano base. We've decided we wanted to stop at this base above ground at about the Y elevation of the volcano base. So we're just about done. I would estimate we probably put in, I don't know, what would you say, Sweet Tea, like 10 hours of construction time, tops?
Mm-hmm.
Probably a few hours less to get this far. Strictly survival mode, no creative mode abuse, and most of these materials we had already harvested when we decided to build this project, but because the mob spawns are starting to get pretty intense now, and we're spending more and more time, moving valuable materials between bases, it just makes sense to have a very safe, reliable means of transport between these two bases. So we'll go ahead and skip ahead to the part where we actually ascend from the water. Okay. Didn't even mention the villager here, just floating. So what are you gonna do? You're just gonna watch me build this thing?
No, I want to go farm.
Oh, well, you can get to the volcano base before dark.
No, I don't want to go there. I want to go to the home base.
Oh, well, make sure you leave a minecart for me, since you have both of them.
Oh my gosh. Can I just give it to you?
Yeah.
Come here.
Oh, you're gonna make me go over there while I'm in the middle of building.
Yep.
Fail. Huh? Thank you.
Wait. There you go.
Thank you. So we're going to be making quite the ascent here as soon as we make it up ahead. And I'm going to estimate it's going to cost us like 20 powered rails to make it up there. So I might have Sweet D bring me some more powered rails. Or if you listen carefully, I could teach you how to send me powered rails with a minecart and a chest attached, or a chest inside of a minecart. Think you can handle that?
Okay, I'm on my rail. My train.
Yeah, I saw you take off. Whoops. Have to destroy these 2 blocks here with my Silk Touch enchanted iron pickaxe. That's a mouthful. So if I got this right, there should only be 1 turn necessary here, which would be this one. If I didn't get it right, I'm going to have to make 2 additional turns further in that direction, which I probably won't even bother to correct if it's wrong, because it'll just cost me a couple extra. Oh, come on. Not with it right now. Gotta get back in the zone. Just built a straight no turn stretch of the rail yesterday. Gotta get used to making the turns again. Alright, let's equip a torch so that we can actually see what's going on here. Because we can't just go into the commands and tell it to change back to daytime. You're gonna be farming in the dark, Sweet D. Watch out for those pillager raid parties.
Wait, they'll come into the farm?
No, but they're in the area.
They won't bother me.
They won't be able to get in there. But you should be wary. They have been sighted recently. Alright, so let's not build too far of a stretch without creating a watertight vacuum inside the tunnel, but we can actually connect this all the way. to that stretch I showed you earlier. Hopefully it's aligned. If not, I'm going to be quite sad. What is that? Just placed this block unknowingly behind myself. It's pretty buggy. That's what happens when you try to place a block over a kelp. What would you call that? Vine, maybe? You know there's kelp that actually grows like this in Hood Canal. You can see it. They don't actually root themselves in the ocean floor. They have like a bulb that sinks, you know?
Yep.
Okay, so we can begin the ascent right here. Bring it up, up. Up. Yes, it's aligned. My math skills are improving. Thank you, Andrew Yang. It's been a while since I've been inspired by a aspiring politician. Yang has encouraged me to improve my math abilities. Both Sweet D and I are pretty bad at math, not our strongest subject. Thankfully, when I get my cybernetic implant, like 15 years from now, I'll be able to run any computation in my head just by thinking about it. That'll be cool. Sweet D, on the other hand, is not too keen on becoming a cyborg. She has told me she will actively resist. Me, on the other hand, I'm not so decided. Even just having like a Raspberry Pi level of computing ability directly interface with my brain, dude, that would be so next level. So what do you want to do for our next farm? Any ideas?
No ideas.
Any out-of-the-box ideas? Like a vertical farm or something?
Oh yeah.
It's not quite quite so out of the box, actually. A lot of people do vertical farms in Minecraft. Definitely going to become more relevant in the real world soon. With all those empty skyscrapers in Japan and an increasingly unstable climate. Gonna need some next level indoor grow ops. God, this villager is so annoying. Just harasses me, dude. How did he know that we were gonna come over here?
He just wants your emeralds.
He was just there waiting for us at the end of the tunnel. Can't believe it.
It's pretty creepy.
He's a stalker. He's got like a GPS chip on us, and he's just following us around. And we just fill this in. And we'll take it a little bit further, because we can afford to. Of course, gotta make sure we don't drown. Okay. Pushing it to the limit over here. What we can do with underwater building. Have you encountered a drowned yet?
Mm-mm. Have you?
Yes. But, interestingly, I have not yet encountered... Well, I have not yet picked up a trident. Really want one too.
Do you have a diamond trident?
No, you can't craft them. You can only pick them up.
There's
Have-
diamond tridents.
No, just tridents. I think.
Can you enchant them?
Yeah, because the only way to have a trident that... Okay, so normally you throw them and then they fall and then, you know, you can pick them back up.
Right.
But if you enchant the trident with the infinity enchant, then you throw it and you don't run out of ammunition. Like, you just keep throwing them. Which is essentially what the sunken or the drowned mobs do to you. They just keep throwing tridents endlessly. Hello, son of Abyss. Welcome back, my friend. Taking a break from your Mech Warrior Online escapades, no doubt, to be with us here tonight. Good to see you. Okay, so as what would that be? 128 block stretch of dirt-filled glass tunnel. That's the longest stretch I've ever done, I think. So we're gonna put our block right here. Just build out.
I see a witch.
Where?
She's right by her home base.
Oh, she's right outside the window.
Yep.
It's messed up.
I know. Who does she?
Told you those spawns are getting out of control. It's got witches hanging out right outside of our home.
Scary.
Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I mic'd up Sweet D. So I no longer have to like strain to hear what she's saying. Got her to consent to that at least. I've also got a webcam right in front of her with tape over the lens that is connected to the stream PC. Well, the next step is to turn that one on, so you can see her too when she's having a panic attack because there's a pillager right outside.
That was a witch.
This time it's a witch. Next time it might be a pillager.
Next time I'm logging on her. Oh my gosh, I hear her.
Yeah, they make little laughing sounds.
Will they die?
In the sun?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I'm scared of her. She wants to kill me.
She will try to throw bottles of poison at you, like potions. But she won't be able to throw them through the fence.
For now.
The solution to that problem is getting a little pack of wolves. They'll make short work of that witch. Yeah, I'm getting crappy frame rate right
I
now.
want her to leave.
It's because of this kelp forest right up here. I don't know if you can tell, but I have a like wind mechanic enabled in Optifine. So each one of those little stalks of kelp are waving in the ocean, and that's just eating my GRAM alive. It's poorly optimized, very poorly optimized. The solution, of course, is just to throw more computing power at it. So, that is why I'm making a vow right now. All the revenue I make from my Minecraft videos, which are like making $0.99 right now, because my Vegan Gamers channel is not partnered, I will put towards computer hardware to improve the frame rate in my Minecraft series. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I got a solution for you, Sweet D. You can just go out there and kill that witch. What do you think?
I'm afraid of her.
I see.
I don't understand why the spider is still alive.
Because you didn't hit it enough. You're not being much of a team player, you know.
I have to break the glass.
You're not helping me build this thing. You're just over there farming. Alright, you ready for me to describe how to send me the materials I need without leaving the base?
Yeah, let me just find the switch. There she is.
Oh, when you're standing right up next to a ledge like that,
Mhm.
you want to hold down left shift. So it's what causes your character to crouch. And when you're standing on a block whilst holding left shift, you cannot fall off the block. You know what I'm saying?
Minecraft magic.
Yeah. Alright, let us continue.
She sees me. Oh my gosh.
I gotta sneeze. So we really could begin the ascent from here, but I don't think we're gonna need that much room.
Do we have any more glass?
Yeah, we have a lot more glass in the stock room. I might have gone a little bit overkill on the glass, but it's like
Oh my gosh, I'm being attacked.
How'd that spider get inside?
Ew, I killed it.
That doesn't answer the question.
I broke this window. Shattered it.
Well, I used glass panes on the second story, so make glass panes to fix it.
Okay.
And this is why it's counterintuitive for us to be separated whilst doing this playthrough. Because you're talking about something that the audience can't see. What the? I must say, since the last time I played Minecraft, before making vids again, the team has really improved the aquatic life diversity. The fact that I get schools of fish hanging out with me, and dolphins, and giant squid, and drowned coming up to me. Oh man, is a night and day difference from what it used to be like. There didn't even used to be underwater vegetation in this game. You ready to send stuff?
No, I'm not ready yet.
You know, the significance of this volcano base is becoming very apparent in Sweet D and I's daily lives, because there's some recent seismic activity where we live. We live basically in a valley, right, where we got a mountain range called the Cascade Mountains. You know, within biking distance to where we live, like pretty close by. One of these mountains resides on a fault line that has been super active seismically. Like, we've been getting lots of earthquakes here. And so one of the theories is that this mountain, what is it, Rattlesnake?
Yep.
Rattlesnake Mountain is becoming an active volcano, which is it's probably within, I would say, 10 to 15 miles of our house.
No, it's not becoming an active volcano. That's how it formed.
It was a volcano.
No, it wasn't a volcano.
Then how did it form?
Because of the earthquakes.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that it was
Oh my god.
the mountain is a result of two tectonic plates bumping up against each other. But I like the theory that it's becoming an active volcano. So it makes sense that we would be building a volcano base, because we might end up doing that. IRL. In the near future. Oh wow, it's dumping and I'm underwater. Have you guys ever been in a swimming pool or swimming whilst it's pouring down rain? It's so epic being underwater, watching the raindrops, hearing them underwater. It's taking me back to when I used to swim more often.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes, give me.
Alright, so the first thing you're going to need to do is build a minecart. I think you know how to do that, right?
Just give me. Yeah.
It's an upside down helmet, so just get a bunch of iron in your inventory,
Mhm.
and then you should be able to search minecart,
Okay.
make one of them.
Just let me put my inventory away.
Some of this says there are a lot of rattlesnake mountains. Yeah, it's probably a pretty common name. The one we live next to is in Washington State.
It's very popular on Instagram.
Yeah. It's where all the IG influencers go
People have died on that ledge.
to take photos and post it on their IG accounts.
Um,
Alright, I'll hold off on building this section out because I want to do it as part of the video. And we'll have the goodies arrive whilst explaining this ascent. You don't need to search the wiki for how to build a minecart.
Is it blocks of iron?
No, iron ingots,
Okay.
ignots, whatever, ingots. So many different ways to pronounce that word.
And a minecart, you said. A minecart with a chest?
Yeah, that's what you're gonna build.
Okay.
So first you gotta have the minecart, and then you gotta have the chest. And then you combine them.
Okay. And now I just need the chest.
Yep. Oh, it's a dolphin. Hanging out with me. Oh crap, I think I need more glass. Definitely.
Okay. I got the minecart with the chest.
Alright, now I need you to make some powered rails.
How do I make those?
Gold ingots, sticks, and redstone. So take a stack of redstone dust, you know,
Okay.
and then a stack of gold ingots and a stack of sticks. Put them in your inventory and then search how to make it. Piccolo merged with Connie?
I don't think we have sticks.
You gotta make them.
Okay.
Oh man, my diamond shovel is breaking. I'm not gonna let it break though, because I wanna... Wow, this one is so efficient. Just efficiency 3, look how cool. My god. Efficiency 3 diamond shovels are next level. Okay. So we'll bring the track out this far. Dark and rainy. What the?
Powered rails, right?
Yep.
Detective rails. Powered rail. Just as many as I can make?
Well, not in. Don't make more than 64 for now.
I can only make 60.
Okay, that's enough. Now, take the mine cart, the chest. What do they call it? A chest mine cart, or mine cart with a chest.
Yeah, my cart with the chest.
Take that downstairs to where we have the chests in the rail, in the tunnel. Fill it, put it on the track, and then fill it with the powered rails and as much glass.
You wanted glass too.
Well, there's glass down there.
Oh, okay.
Well, not too much glass. Give me 6 stacks of glass.
Okay.
And then send her on her way. Son of a Bitch says, won't monsters spawn in the glass tunnel? They do when there's no rail down, but they don't spawn on top of rails to my knowledge. At least they haven't yet. The rail mechanics in Minecraft are a little, well, they're quite meticulous. So, to my knowledge, based on my observations, they do not spawn on top of rails. So there's no wiggle room in here, as you can see. The width of this tunnel is 1 block wide. So they haven't been spawning in here.
Okay. You ready for it?
Yes. Let me know when you send it. Bird or Birdie
It's going now.
Baird on Mixer says hello, Babish. I don't know who you're referring to.
It's binging with Babish, like the food tuber. I already sent it.
Okay, thanks. What are you talking about? Why would he be saying hello, Babish?
Because he's bald. But
Oh,
you're not.
so he thinks I look like another YouTuber.
Yes.
Okay. I see. Well, hello, Birdie. Bird. My name is not Babish.
Maybe it's him.
Thanks for stopping by. Okay, here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So here we are in our tunnel. What the? I've been heading in the wrong direction? Oh, good. Oh, crap.
Is it coming back my way?
Yeah.
I'm here anyways.
Fail.
I'll just wait for it.
I didn't realize I was heading in the wrong direction. Okay,
Just wait.
let's try that again. Just spacing out over here. Yeah, Birdie, I don't watch a lot of YouTube content. I watch like news on YouTube, and sometimes I'll watch like DBZ clips
Okay,
or
it's going
something.
now.
But for the most part, I stick to making content. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We're just now arriving at the tail end of our underwater railway, right before we start making the ascent to our volcano base. Might want to add another powered rail or two back there. I see we lost some momentum. Gonna be optimizing that over time, but here we are. This is the end, right before we start making an ascent. And I asked Sweet D, the other vegan gamer here doing this playthrough with me, to send some resources via minecart with a chest, which is a little too long of a name to describe what it is, in my opinion. So I'll call it like a loot cart. How about that? I like that. There should be a loot cart on the way with additional reinforcements. I need more powered rails and more glass. And the main reason I wanted to build a rail connecting our two bases was for this purpose. To send really valuable material via safe or it doesn't have to be underwater, but you know what I'm saying. Via a rail that can't be like exploded by a creeper. So creepers don't exist underwater, which in my opinion makes this like the most secure way to transport goods in Minecraft. That is, if this thing ever shows up.
Is it there yet?
No. So I have, I've got like a stack of 40 diamonds back at home base, right? And because the game is getting increasingly difficult, because the monsters that are spawning are getting stronger and stronger, every day that goes by, it becomes riskier to transport those diamonds from base to base via land. But if we can nail out a system like this that is really safe and reliable, then it becomes the best way to transport your valuables between bases or across your world. Did you not send it?
I did send it.
Oh man.
I'm going over there to go check it out.
Sweet D can't figure it out. Birdie says Amazon Prime 2-day shipping cart. I don't know what you're talking about,
No,
man.
like Amazon Prime, and they'll ship it to you in 2 days.
Yeah, what about it?
Like Amazon Prime.
Yeah, but why is he saying that in my live stream chat?
Because he can.
Okay. Yeah, I've been an Amazon Prime subscriber since that stuff became available, and now because Amazon's not paying any taxes, I pay more taxes than Amazon does. I'm disinclined to continue supporting their company. Son of a bitch says, do I not even watch vegan content on YouTube? Generally, no, I don't.
You watch political content.
I classify that as news. I watch a lot of political content on YouTube.
Oh my god.
Vegan stuff, I already have my philosophy and like my content strategy planned out for vegan content. So I don't really need to take inspiration from other vegan YouTubers, because I want my stuff to be as authentic as possible. So
Where did it go?
it's not to say that I historically have not watched vegan content on YouTube.
I'm walking all the way
Why are
there.
you walking? Take a minecart.
I don't know where it went.
And you're starving too, by the way.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I have potatoes.
I'm gonna head in the other direction and try to find it.
Bless these potatoes.
Oh, there it is. Oh my god. Alright, stay where you are. I'm gonna send it back through the tunnel so that we can capture this on video properly.
Okay.
Son of a bitch says, do I watch The Hill on YouTube? I do. It's real news, so that's why I watch it, but they're a little too opinionated for my taste. They tend, especially Crystal.
Crystal ball, right?
She will go on really opinionated tangents. I don't know if she writes them or if she has an editor that writes them, but she'll just go on a monologue for like 5 minutes expressing her opinion, which I'm cool with people expressing their opinion, obviously, but sometimes from my media outlets, I just want facts, you know? And she'll just go, like, preach for... I said stay there!
Oh, I'm here.
Can you push it back a ways?
Yep.
Crystal is the bestest.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
she's a great journalist, but there's a fine line between a journalist and an activist, right? And so she is trying to do both. And I just don't know about that. I don't think it works very well. But it's a heck of a lot better than, you know, what the mainstream media does. So, yeah, I do watch The Hill, and I thumbs up their videos, and you know, I'm a fan. That's just my nitpicking, my criticism. Okay, that's far enough. You can stop. And just get a little. Okay, I'll just intro, and then you can push it toward me. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so I asked Sweet D, the other vegan gamer on the line with me, to send some reinforcements because I need more power rails and I need more glass. And the main reason I wanted to build this railway was to create a really reliable means of, you can go ahead and send it. I wanted to create a really reliable means of transferring valuable materials between my bases because the game is getting increasingly difficult. As more time goes by, it becomes riskier and riskier to, you know, like send diamonds between bases. So that is a big motivator for me to build this thing. And because it's underwater, you know, creepers don't spawn underwater and they can't dive. They can actually drown. So it's, in my opinion, as long as this thing has proven to be really reliable, the safest way to move valuable goods. And let's take a look at what we've got here. Oh, it's like Christmas. We got some powered rails, and we got some glass. Let's see if we can't just... Oh, my bags are full. Gonna have to sacrifice this kelp here. I think you're on the way over here, right?
Oh yeah.
You can come help me finish this construction. Why are you running on the railroad?
Am I not allowed to?
It makes
for-
no sense.
I don't know where I left my minecart.
Birdie says Minecraft news is the best news.
Yes.
Yeah, if you like to stay detached from reality and you know, don't partake in society's goings-ons. Not to criticize you, I mean, more power to you. If you want to spend your life playing Minecraft, that's great. But I also like to stay in touch with what's going on in the world, in my country. Try to contribute, you know. That requires me to absorb actual news every once in a while. Consume it, rather. Son of a bitch says, so where do you get your facts? That's a good question, man. We have more knowledge or access to knowledge than any other generation in human history. Exponential margins. We're also, like, especially in the United States, in the midst of an information war where, you know, facts are and oftentimes subject to predispositions, like people that are predisposed to having a set conclusion. This includes scientific studies, or perhaps it's most prominently exemplified in scientific studies, where you can have a scientific study that concludes something that, you know, you can manipulate a scientific study so that you get the outcome or the result that you're looking for by choosing only to study certain aspects of an experiment, or only report certain aspects of an experiment, certain data points or certain observations. And this is not true science. So to answer your question in short, I try to draw my conclusions from as many reliable sources as possible. So before I form a conclusion about something that's happening in the world, I try to listen to as maybe a handful of reputable sources that I respect and I've done basic, you know, research on. And I don't just trust a website because it's got .gov at the end of it or it's got a big name. I think that's the only way a person can be truly informed these days. It's like, take for American politics, for example. I will study both ends of an argument thoroughly before I come to a conclusion. At least that's what I aspire to do. So hope that answers your question. Bird says, why there's so many flat earth people? Ignorance is a one-word answer. I could go on at length about that. I'd prefer not to. But ignorance is a great way to describe it. All right, let's do this. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to begin the ascent from underwater to above water and above ground. It's actually going to elevate all the way to the base level of this mountain, the volcano base, as we affectionately call it, or Mount Vegan. So we're going to have to figure out if we want to continue having a glass tunnel when we're above ground, because it will not be necessary to do so. And then if we are going to continue a glass tunnel above water, what is it going to look like? So what do you think, Sweet? Should we have a glass tunnel above water just to remain consistent with the rest of the railroad?
Yeah,
Okay, so she wants a proper glass tunnel above ground
just for safety.
for safety purposes, so that we don't get sniped by a skeleton while we're
Exactly.
trying to make our way to the
Or
volcano.
potions thrown at you.
Yeah, witches throwing potions at us. So let's bring it up this high, and then the next step would be to go to the volcano base. Oh, we actually got to bring it up another block here. And then make sure that we're squared away with our elevation and alignment, and then connect it down here. So basically we have to decide where we want the entrance/exit for the railway to be in the volcano base. We're going to do that momentarily as soon as I finish this little section here. So just so I don't give you a jerk answer, Birdie, about flat earthers. When that belief first started to propagate again, just keep in mind, when Galileo was studying the solar system and basically drawing conclusions that were revelatory for our entire species at that time, such as, well, the Earth is not the center of the universe. Dump. Wah, 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 wah. Like the whole establishment of the time was impossible, heretic. You know, they just couldn't handle that belief until it was proven beyond a measure of a doubt that obviously when you observe the other celestial bodies that are neighboring Earth, the sun is the center of our solar system. Right, so we could at least agree on that once the evidence became irrefutable. And then people were like, okay, well, if the Earth isn't the center of the universe, surely the sun is. And who knows how long that belief was prominent. But I'm sure it didn't last very long, probably a couple decades before they realized actually the sun is just one of, now we know it's hundreds of billions of stars within the Milky Way galaxy. It is certainly not the end-all be-all of stars. It's actually a rather average star, and it's definitely not the center of the universe. So people finally accepted that when the evidence became irrefutable. So the whole belief the Earth is flat actually predates Galileo's discovery that I just spoke about. And it was really based on this really antiquated belief system that wasn't substantiated by real science. It was just an extremely ignorant way of thinking. But one could see why our ancestors would think, okay, yeah, it makes more sense that the Earth is flat, because when I walk down a desert or a seemingly endless plain, I don't, it just appears flat to me. So obviously the Earth is flat. Until we started to learn more about gravity and the nature of the solar system, and by extension the cosmos. And so we're talking hundreds of years. I don't know exactly how many centuries we have known that the Earth is spherical, a globe, and can prove with irrefutable evidence. It's been hundreds of years. And so this growing movement, maybe it's plateaued now, hopefully it's declining, that the Earth is actually flat and that its globular nature is a conspiracy, and the U.S. government, NASA, and all this shit is just lying to us. That belief system resurfacing is extremely disturbing because it indicates a real sense that humanity is devolving, which makes sense because given our advancements in medical science, we've basically disrupted the process, or at least the theory of natural selection, to the extreme. So it makes sense that we would start to devolve intellectually. I really hope that's not the case, but there's actually a lot of supporting evidence that we are. At least most of us are. It's disturbing to think that maybe we peaked out already. That perhaps we will never once again achieve the feats that we have already since achieved. For example, visiting the moon. Maybe the next few trips we make to the moon will be the last. That's a disturbing thought. But my initial reaction to people believing in the flat Earth was perhaps one of denial, more based on denial than logic. I wanted to believe that it was some kind of a social experiment, by the powers that be, to just like test how ignorant is humanity really right now. So we'll put out these little testers. Like, let's take a belief system that is like literally hundreds of years old and extremely ignorant, and see how many people believe it. I would like to think that's the origin of the flat Earth conspiracy movement, and that you just have a few million people that happen to be educated by our public school systems that actually fall for it. Like your typical, well, actually, it would be your atypical Trump supporter, somebody that is just really gullible and easily manipulated. Those are the sorts of people that fell for it, or are falling for it. So hopefully it's just a social experiment and not a much more profound realization that humanity is actually devolving, because that would be a much more disturbing thought. Anyways, so let's build this rail up.
All
See
right.
if I did this right.
Boy, I think.
Where's that water coming from?
Whoa.
Oh, I see. Dang. I actually have no experience building this way. So I have to put glass blocks here. Okay. And then that should do it. So it's a bit trickier than building on flat ground. Whether or not somebody like Logan Paul actually believes that the Earth is flat is unclear to me. In fact, the intelligence of Logan Paul is totally unknown to me. Whether or not he's just acting really stupid or if he actually is really stupid is unclear to me. Which is, once again, a disturbing thought. Because he's probably the most popular flat earther. Wasn't Shaquille O'Neal talking about flat Earth and then he got called out on it? And people were like, no, you don't actually believe the Earth is flat, right? And then when he realized just how much of a minority he was, then he's like, oh, I was just kidding. Sarcastic. He was pretending that he was sarcastic when in reality he actually believed, for a time at least, that the Earth was flat.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was definitely a thing. Shaquille O'Neal.
Wait, isn't Alex Jones the flat earther?
I don't think so. No.
You sure?
Alex Jones is an infamous
Infowars.
conspiracy theorist, but I don't think that he believes the Earth is flat. Angus needs hair? Nah, dude. Bald is the way to go, man. Talking about evolution. That's the future. No offense to people that have head full of hair that are much older than me, but it is a dominant gene. And there's a good reason for that. Which means the more time that transpires, the more time male pattern baldness is given to propagate, then the more bald people there will be by extension. So let's take Sweet D and I, for example. If we have children, she does not have male pattern baldness.
Oh, thank goodness.
Her dad, well, you can't because you're a woman, first of all. But her dad has a head full of hair, and he's what, like in his mid-50s?
Yeah.
Tons
Early
of
50s.
hair.
Yeah. He
Right.
has more hair than me, I would say. Like thicker hair.
Yeah. So she obviously doesn't carry the male pattern baldness gene. Unless you're a maternal grandpa. Is he bald?
My maternal?
Yeah.
I think he's got like some wispy hair. Because my mom has thinner hair. No offense,
Well, he's
Mom.
also like in his 80s, so that's totally
Yeah.
normal. So she probably does not have the male pattern baldness gene, right? Her brothers have a lot of hair.
One does.
Maybe they do, actually. Maybe it came from somewhere. But anyway, the odds of our child, male, not having male pattern baldness are basically non-existent. In other words, our kid would be bald for sure. Would have male pattern baldness. Because I have it. So it's a dominant gene. So if you believe in nature and evolution and all those things, selection of genes, then you gotta ask yourself why. No, that was dumb. That was so dumb that I just did that.
What is going on?
You picked up all those rails, didn't you?
Yeah, I have them. I just have 9 rails and 5 powered rails.
Just think of all the money I save on shampoo, son of a bitch.
There's nothing wrong with having hair.
No. But you must agree that hair on the head is pretty much useless. The only argument you can take or make is that
It's how I
head hair
communicate. Just kidding.
it provides insulation, right? Which is the original purpose. This is why animals have fur. Or take apes, for example. That's why they have. That's why they have hair, because they're out there in the elements, like without shelter and without fire and heaters and stuff. That's why they have hair to stay warm. We don't need hair anymore because we invented clothing. So that's why we lost our body hair, right? Because we invented our own insulation by way of tools. And so if your argument is, well, the hair on my head keeps me insulated in the winter, that's true. That's the original purpose. But you've got to make the argument that it's superior to a hat.
Well,
It is superior to a beanie that I can remove when I'm overheating or when I don't need the insulation. You have to make the argument that the RF value of your hair is better than my cotton or fleece or what's the other really warm plastic fabric?
wool.
Fleece.
No, I don't. Can I say something?
Fleece has got godlike thermal insulative value. So far, far better than anybody's hair. Right?
Mm,
So I can remove my fleece hat, which I can wear in the Arctic Circle and not get cold.
well, you can express yourself with your hair.
You can also express yourself with a hat.
I know, but it's totally different.
It is, but the question is which is a better strategy for survival? It's obvious that the hat is a better strategy.
Well, not if you lose your hat and you only have one hat.
But you're a human being, you can make another hat. We're never going to run out of hats on this world, ever. Even if we do devolve into some like super primitive species, it's not like we're going to forget how to make a hat.
I'm keeping my hair.
And you should. but I didn't have a choice but to lose my hair. So that's my argument. Okay, let's go to the volcano base.
It's how, they say some people communicate with extraterrestrials with
Well,
their hair, but I don't.
There's some people that say the Earth is flat too.
I think not. Where are we going?
Volcano base. That was a good conversation, man.
What?
I love these philosophical
How do I
conversations.
get out of this?
Just build out with a dirt block. I don't know if Birdie actually stuck around to listen to my explanation for flat earthers, but it got me thinking about the Shaquille O'Neal situation, which could always use a good laugh.
Isn't there a South Park episode where they're like, Shaquille?
Shaquille O'Neal! No, I don't know about the South Park, but I do know about Undercover Brother. Is there an entrance up here? Oh yeah, there's the patio. How do I get there though?
Oh, that one is difficult to get to.
Yeah, we should really sort that out. For now, I'll go around though.
He is a flat header.
No, dude, my head isn't like an egg shape. I've received so many compliments for my head, dude.
People think he looks like Saitama from One Punch Man.
So for my political campaign, which I think I already told you about, son of a bitch, you know how people have political signs, right? It's like if you don't have political signs, you're not doing it right. These yard signs you stick all over the public property, right? So I did that, except I put my head on my signs, my face, like a proper YouTuber, like a thumbnail, you know? And I got all these compliments on my signs. And most notably, people were talking about, wow, you got a really nice head, dude. You know? Like, wow, he makes bald look good. So, and plus I got a girlfriend, you know?
Oh, we're engaged.
Plenty of ladies find me attractive. It's not like the lack of scalp hair has resulted in me losing my ability to appeal to women. So I'm in good shape, man. Got no complaints about my baldness. Okay, so first we have to decide where we're gonna enter our railway. Where do you think? There's this option, which is kind of already presenting itself, which is what we call the patio right now, and you can actually see the rail from here. That's option A. Then are you paying attention?
Mm-hmm.
There's this option out here, which is also, this I think is probably better because there's so much dead space. It's such a sharp decline here.
That's pretty adventurous.
I think we should do it here. What do you think?
Okay.
You even know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know where you're at.
Okay. So we have Wet Granny showed up. He says, "You're ugly ASF. You look like hairy egg."
Oh, what? You're not even hairy. I mean, yeah, you're bald, but...
Check this out. Wet Granny 6. Okay? You wish you looked like me, man. You do.
Haters will say it's Photoshop.
Why else would you say something like that to me? Because you're jealous. Plus, even if I was ugly, you can't make the argument that there aren't male sex symbols that are bald. I'm trying to think of one right now. Jason Statham. You know who that is?
No, who is that?
He's a martial artist, actor. Have you seen The Transporter? The Transporter, Hollywood movie. Oh my God, there's a creeper in here. What the heck? Let me handle him. Stay back. I don't want him blowing up my base. So Jason Statham is a sex symbol, basically, because he's a good-looking, I think he's Australian, guy, and he makes bald look good, right? I'm not bisexual or anything, but I can admit that Jason Statham is a really good-looking bald guy, right? The Rock, thank you, Christy. The Rock has been sporting baldness for a long time. ever since he became famous. Dwayne Johnson. You know, baldness is definitely not unattractive. Plenty of male sex symbols that are bald. So buzz off, wet granny. You're not gonna get to me, dude. My sense of self-esteem now is greater than it's ever been. You're like 8 years too late to offend me, bro. Oh yeah, Bruce Willis says son of a bitch, also very long time bald sex symbol.
What, Bruce Willis?
Yeah, dude, ladies love Bruce Willis. When he was younger, like Die Hard 1, kidding me? Wearing those tank tops? Birdie says Danny DeVito, sex god. Yeah, okay. Good one.
The realist.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Danny DeVito certainly isn't going to have a hard time finding a date. Okay? Because even if you believe he is ugly as hell, which is a much stronger argument,
Women will go out with him.
he's funny. Like, really funny. So, humor is in many cases much more attractive to women than physical appearance. So stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
Be nice.
Okay, so I think we should add our entrance to the monorail out here. So before we got interrupted, I was going to show you guys something. Let's see.
Oh, I'm going to the farm.
Bellevue Light Rail. So where I live in King County, Washington, we have this project called the Light Rail, which is like a monorail. This is more or less what it looks like. This is probably in Seattle. Let's see if we can open this. It's not a good example because they don't show you the track. But there's a city in Washington called Bellevue. It's actually where I grew up primarily. And these guys they're one of the most impressive cities in the United States. They're an innovator for architecture and industry.
Amazon started there.
Yeah, they did. Basically, Bellevue City has a lot of economic power, and they're really good at building. That's one thing I won't take away from Bellevue. And so the light rail, they call it Sound Transit, right? Huge money sink for our local economy. They've been trying to get this thing done like since I was a little kid. But anyway, it's supposed to be this next level train, right? Above ground. And it's a countywide project. So there's some 50 plus cities in our county. No, I think there's 36 code cities in our county. The rest are towns. And so everybody's trying to build their section of the light rail to connect the whole county, the whole greater Seattle, Puget Sound area. And it's very obvious which cities are good at building and which cities are not. Basically, Bellevue is leaving all of the other King County cities in the dust with their progress, and their construction is top tier. So with our above ground rail, because you're actually going to see this thing, I want to imitate the support beams of the light rail in Bellevue, the way they're constructing it. So that is my inspiration for this above ground rail project. Just want to throw that in there. Hello, Luigi Spider 26. Thanks for following us on Mixer. Oh, by the way, Wet Granny. Pretty sure he's just trolling me because he did actually follow us on Mixer. So thank you, Wet Granny 6. Okay, you wanna sleep really quick?
Sure.
Get some daylight in here.
Woohoo.
The light rail. Oh my God, it's being mismanaged so badly. King County Council. So we're gonna need, I hope we have enough masonry here. We need a lot of stone. Oh, thank God. The Tao is with me. We're going to want to use refined stone. So we'll put this stuff back in here, because we're pretty much done building underwater now. And we'll store our rails in here. Did we bring all the rails from home base already?
Yeah, I gave them to you.
Okay. And then do I have glass? Yeah, we got glass here too. Just clean up our bags a little bit. After that adventure out there, building underwater for like 2 days. My God. So let's grab a buttload of stone. We got 6 furnaces in here and hardly any fuel. Oh my gosh, where's all our fuel?
Non-existent.
We're gonna have to use lava. Thank God we're living in a volcano. But I think we brought all the iron from this base too, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Dang. We gotta go back for fuel. Unless I can find some iron in here. Oh, we got 5 buckets. And... oh yeah, we can combine these into 2 ignits. Can we get 2? Maybe we gotta do it like this. Oh, we're 3 short.
Oh my gosh, where am I going?
Well, we shouldn't need 6. Right, because we got some coal in here. You wouldn't happen to have an iron bucket on you, would you?
No.
Really? Oh! There they are. Found them. So let's get 6 of these out. Yeah. Please move. Now, I think if you guys have any idea what I'm talking about with this light rail business, the stone that they're using in Bellevue is pretty standard concrete. It's more refined than the stone we're standing on, but it does seem lighter than usual. I don't think they add any pigments to it. So, to be most accurate, I think we would use refined andesite or concrete in Minecraft. But that's a little too far for me because those are more difficult to craft. Smooth stone is quite close to the appearance of the light rail pillars. You can see. Look at it, Sweet D.
What?
Look at the smooth stone. Does that remind you of the pillars in Bellevue that they're building with?
I guess.
Yeah. She guesses. So that's what we're going to build our pillars out of. And we're putting a little extra effort into it because, you know, this is our, for all intents and purposes, our main base. The home base we built was something that we made just because it was close to the world spawn. It was the first area we settled when we loaded into the seed. But after I looked around this map here, the site that we're on is the dopest location I was able to find. So for this giant section of the map, which is actually quite large, this is the coolest place to be, Volcano Base. So this is, for all intents and purposes, our main base. But we're going to call it the Volcano Base. So it makes sense to throw down for, you know, some resources here so that it looks baller. So the first thing I'm going to do is go out here and figure out what our platform's going to look like. What is that? Oh, it's a sheep. And you're going to want to be here to advise me, Sweet D, throughout this process. Won't you? Oh, there's so much fuel here I just totally overlooked. God. Am I dehydrated or something? You nearby?
I'm right here.
Okay. So we'll take a bunch of the stone. That's enough. Glad I refined all that. Okay.
Whoa. What? You troll me.
I'm gonna take the helmet off. Looks better. Yeah. Let's go full Saitama here. Why not? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we currently have... Whoops. Let's try that again. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we currently have our rail system now above water. In fact, we can see it from this location. There it is. She's a beauty. And you can even see, we don't, our view distance isn't that far because optimization, and hey, I'm trying to like save up for a new graphics card, but it goes all the way to home base. And that's as far as we are right now. So I think Sweet D and I have pretty much already decided that we want the entrance to our rail from within the volcano base to be this main entrance, if you will. The one we end up using most often is that one down there. But this is the most regal, or the most impressive entrance to our base, I'll say, that we have, which makes sense. We didn't really know what we built this for until now. This is where I want the entrance slash exit, really the link to our rail system to be for this base. So let's begin by building it out more substantially. And we're going to do that firstly by making it stone. We don't want to be building heavy on top of dirt, even though obviously you can do that in Minecraft. It doesn't make a lot of sense from a geoengineering standpoint. If you were to actually build a rail link, then you would first remove this dirt and put in some stronger, more dense material like stone down first, so you could support that weight. And that's what I like to do in Minecraft. I like my structures to be somewhat realistic, you know. Obviously you can have floating immensely dense and heavy structures in Minecraft without any type of engineering or architecture that makes any sense whatsoever. You can just have 4,000 stone blocks levitating in space. I try to stay away from that type of building in Minecraft just because I think things look better when they're built sensibly. So we'll go ahead and put down some stone here. And then, oh, here we go. This is the entrance to our base. So we'll build her out like that. Really don't have much of a plan here going into this. We're just gonna see what comes out. Okay. And we'll go down a couple blocks. Let's say like this far. Doink. Doink. That should be enough. So this is where I'm standing pretty much. Let's say this block right here will be the block that the rail actually stands on. And I think I'm comfortable with this design. Might add a support pillar, a couple of them a little bit further down below. But certainly enough stone here to withstand any sort of blasts, creepers and whatnot. Maybe a stray TNT cart got loose and went over a detector rail and caused a huge problem for our rail system. At least if that were to happen, we would have some stone here to absorb the blast, if you understand where I'm coming from. So we'll just fill this in with stone really quickly. And we'll go ahead and do it in real time because this is a pretty significant step in the construction process, because I was just saying that this volcano base is, for all intents and purposes, our main base. We built our home base because it was so close to the world spawn. It was just the first place we decided to settle in the seed. But after scouting around, looking for the next place to expand, this was the site we chose because it is just so cool. So this will probably be the base we end up spending most of our time. And we just want to make sure that it's really a cool place to hang out. So I won't refer to it as the main base, but as a viewer, you kind of catch my drift that, this is where we're going to put in our resources because it's the base we'll be spending most of our time. So we'll build this out Come out one more block here. There. Oh, that's so sweet of you to put down some light. I'll carry a torch here because it's getting a little dark. Okay. So I think we'll probably have some steps here. And then I don't have any rails on me. I'm going to temporarily remove these doors because I don't want to keep messing around with the button. We'll make... I think I have some stone stairs. Yep, there we go. And what was the other thing I was going to get? Oh yeah, some rails. Grab a stack of those. And we'll say it comes to right here. And then we'll add some steps right here. What do you think, Sweet Tea?
Phenomenal.
She says it's phenomenal. So I have no idea, truly, where the rail is going to go from this point. You can really build off of it and go any which direction you choose. It'll probably end up attaching or connecting with our next base that we decide to build, which we really have zero plans for that so far. But for the time being, we can at least begin by connecting it to the home base and that rail that you see in the far distance. Okay. Brian Lord says, physical comforts cannot subdue mental suffering. And if we look closely, we can see that those who have many possessions are not necessarily happy. In fact, being wealthy often brings even more anxiety. What is he referring to when he says that to me?
I don't know. He's just out here spreading his philosophy.
Well, Brian Lord, I do agree with what you're saying. I think if you were to really study it, and I don't think it's being done currently, that you would find the happiest people on Earth happen to be the most poor by economic standards. So, villages in third world countries, you know, where families only really worry about the next meal, if they even worry at all. But that's what they're concerned with. You know, what we describe in the West is like the bottom of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I don't know if you know what that is. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You can look it up. Some, you know, Western philosopher that decided, yeah, I'm going to categorize the needs of human beings in a hierarchy, like a pyramid, you know? And at the bottom of that pyramid was like survival, you know, your shelter, your clothing, your food and water. Was that cat trying to get in here?
I think so. Should I let her in?
Sure. And then, you know, the top of the hierarchy, like what people need, is self-actualization, which is a pretty legit philosophy. It makes sense. I agree with the majority of it. Self-actualization being, okay, I have everything I need, all my basic survival needs and like social needs are being met. So what do I do now? Well, I'm just kind of miserable because I'm not feeling as though I'm contributing to society in a significant, meaningful way. Or I don't feel as though the work I'm doing is meaningful. It's not impactful. It's not like creating positive change. So to be self-actualized is to find what it is that makes you happy and do it and really contribute. That's what makes people feel fulfilled, and that is what we describe as self-actualization. But when you really look at it, the people that are living most stress-free are the people that have only the bare bones necessities. So if you're living in a village in like the Philippines or in China, like rural China or Africa, where nobody's bothering you except for, you know, your family members, and maybe you see the odd airplane every once in a while, but apart from that, you're just living in your village, like farming, hanging out, surviving, living, really. Those people are probably the happiest in the world because they have the fewest stresses in the world. So I agree with what you have to say, Brian Lord, and I'm assuming you bring that up because we were talking about Bellevue, Washington, and how like economically affluent it is. You guys want to see my cat? She's making another guest appearance.
Oh my gosh.
Hello, Fidgy. Say hello, Fidgy. She doesn't want to. She does not want to meow for the microphone. Alright, so where we go from here is we descend and we more or less align ourselves with the existing rail. So this block right here that I'm standing on, where the track is X142. And we're going to meet halfway with that rail once we align it with X142. And we'll figure out the Y coordinate when we get there. So we'll just, ready to sleep? Let me just sort out my bags and then go back down there and get down to business. Remember this, X142. It's an important number.
X142.
Oh, don't do that. Be careful with that lav mic.
Sorry. Ooh.
Okay, so I'll put this stone back. And put that iron back. Are we still building smooth stone? Oh, we wasted all this fuel. Those lava buckets last a long time. Put some stone back in here. Full stack. Yeah, see, Ricky Davis and Son of Abyss, my man, my men, putting in X142 in the chat so I don't forget. That sounds like some kind of cool weapon or some maybe like a spaceship or something. You know, sounds like a cool model number, X142. The name of like a laser rifle or something. Where do I come up with this stuff? Must just be crazy. What are you looking at on your new iPhone Pro 11 Max, whatever it's called?
Nothing.
Nothing, she says. She just blatantly lies to me like that, friends and viewers. And she gets away with it. Do I need anything else? Oh yeah, we need lots of cobblestone. Let's get that out here. So, Bellevue is not using cobblestone, by the way.
Why would they even use cobblestone?
Yeah, actually really bothers me because there's a mechanic in this game called blast resistance. And what it means is the block's ability to withstand explosions, like a creeper or TNT. And so cobblestone has the same blast resistance as concrete, as refined stone, as smooth stone, as like every other type of stone. But if you look at it, it's you know, it's just a bunch of rocks which have been bound together, I'm assuming, through mortar. And it's gonna be a heck of a lot weaker than, you know, solid stone. So that kind of bugs me. I would like to see that change, Mojang. Just add a little bit more realism to this game, and then we're home free. Let's deal with this guy here. Take his gunpowder. Oh, he blew up. I failed.
Which guy?
There was a creeper here. I'm gonna break this acacia log
X142.
with a railroad track. I'm gonna break it.
Ooh, a mounted goat. Man.
Let's fill this in, because he's defiling my landscape. My beautiful base, that stupid creeper. So if this was stone instead of dirt, the stone has a much greater blast resistance than the dirt. That creeper would have only destroyed like maybe 4 blocks, right? But since it's dirt, he broke like 20 blocks. Okay, you gonna meet me at the... Meet me at the
Where?
railroad? The rail? What should we call it? Should we call it the light rail, or is that too copy pasta?
That's too copy
King County.
paste. Oh my gosh, I'm just worried I'm gonna fall to my death. This is becoming a reoccurring.
Wait. Before you come, is it too late to go back up there?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind then. I really should have taken the Y coordinate before I came up here.
X142.
That's the X coordinate.
I was just trolling you. Okay.
There is clay under here, which we don't really have any clay. I'll make that your job. Do you have a shovel?
I just have a pickaxe, an iron, and a
I'll
stone.
lend you my very valuable shovel. Diamond deficiency 3. And you can harvest this clay for me and fill it in with sand or something. Do you have any like aggregate? Do you have dirt or sand on you?
No, I have nothing.
Why do you walk around with nothing?
I came empty-handed.
Oh, never mind. I'll get it later then. I think we can build like that, right? Just double check. Where's this water coming from? Oh, don't have any glass on me.
Do you want me to go get some?
No, it's alright. Do it later. Okay, I think I can build up like this, but I'm not sure. Nope. Can't descend that, or can't ascend that quickly. Gotta do it like that. Oh, we can actually ascend faster. Like this. Yes. Okay. X142. Never gonna forget that. It's the name of my laser rifle I haven't invented yet. So from this point on, we'll just build really generic floating blocks. And we'll come back and reinforce them with pillars later, so it looks right.
Oh, there's an Enderman somewhere here.
I don't care.
I don't like them.
I don't think anybody does.
They're so creepy.
But if he wants to pick a fight with me, I'll mess him up.
Didn't you just kill one with a shovel?
No, I killed him with a bucket of water.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Amazing.
So we're at X174 right now, and we're heading in the direction of X142.
We're building a stairway to heaven.
We just got to make sure that we don't ascend too high.
Stairway to...
And this is going to eat up all of our gold that we have, or a lot of it at least. Thankfully, we've been harvesting gold. Here, you want to lay down the tracks? I'll throw them at you.
Oh gosh.
You can have most of them.
Ooh.
Because we need the gold to build the powered rails, and we need the powered rails to ascend this steep, steep incline, like a roller coaster. Okay.
Is this even possible?
In Minecraft or in the real world?
In Minecraft.
Yes.
I love Minecraft physics.
I forgot to tell you, most of those are going to need to be powered rails, so please remove like pretty much all of those. My bad.
From where on? From like here? Or just from...
From like where the dirt blocks are down there.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry.
We don't even have any.
Powered rails?
Yeah.
I do. I don't have enough, but I have quite a few. Okay. So we're at X156 at this moment. We're definitely not too high,
Oops.
but we're getting close.
What is going on?
X150. Wow, this is really high. I was not expecting this. You know what?
I think it's just too much.
I think that we should...
I don't think we should do it like that. We should just... This is too ambitious.
No, it isn't. I think we should move and align it properly from
Gosh.
on the ground, because if I'm going to build pillars, this is really high. So the pillars are going to look ridiculous.
I'm getting anxiety being up here.
So we need to rethink our design here. So can you go under the stair basically and pick up all this cobblestone so we don't waste it?
I'm here.
Like under where I'm standing.
Oh gosh. I'm here. Oh no. Let's go.
The only thing that could really mess me up right now and destroy my enchant levels.
Is an Enderman.
No, a skeleton could easily shoot me off of here.
Oh.
And I've had to sneeze since I started this live stream. There should be some rails falling down there too.
It's these trees that are taking them from me.
Oh. Well, we're gonna have to remove them anyway. Do you have an axe on you?
I just have a pickaxe.
Why? Don't carry anything on you. You gotta make a point of carrying tools when you play this game.
I've died too much in this game.
Son of a bitch says just do it. I don't have a problem. It's not like it's too hard for me. It's just I don't like the way it looks to have a stairway to heaven like that. It just looks super unrealistic and impractical.
Just do it.
But I do want the entrance to the rail where we already built that platform. So let's do it more like this.
I think I grabbed everything. No.
So we'll come all the way out to X142 like this. So we save ourselves the headache of building heavenly pillars to the sky unnecessarily. Damn, this shovel almost harvests stuff too quickly.
Oh my gosh. What are you
Get
doing
out
to
of
me?
my way.
No, don't do that to me, please.
Oh, just sneeze. We'll see if I can like force myself. Next time I feel the urge, I'll force myself to sneeze by looking into my
You're an android.
my light. I have a light right in my face right now. Maybe that's why I feel like sneezing. Just bring it up one block. So we're at ground level. Yeah. Let's bring it up 2 blocks from there. Why am I an android?
Android 16.
It's like the most boring android. Can I be 17?
Nope.
Spoilers, in Dragon Ball Super, he's like straight up vegan. I like it.
I'm going back to our base.
Why?
It's too dark now. The stakes are high for me now.
Okay, we're at X145. And this is X143. So this is aligned right now with the track. This tree has got to go, and I don't have an axe on me.
How do I get back to our base?
You walk up there.
Oh my gosh. I'm getting so much anxiety.
Android X142.
Exactly.
I don't know. Dr. Giro is pretty simple-minded when it comes to naming his androids. He tends to just go for 1 or 2 digit numbers. Does he even have a single digit android? I don't think so. Yeah, he's pretty basic with his names, man. Alright, let's go up there and get that Y coordinate and see how many blocks we have to climb.
Oh my gosh.
It's getting dark out here. Thankfully, the mobs that are spawning at Volcano Base are not nearly as lethal as the ones spawning at Home Base yet, because we haven't spent that much time here.
Android X142.
Oh, I saw some slimes here last night in the swamp. Definitely need to harvest them. But in order for me to be a true vegan, I have to wait for them to attack me. Because I'm only allowed to defend myself. I can't just go hunting innocent, beings out there in the Minecraft world. And I can't remember if slimes actually have an aggressive nature. Like this guy, obviously he's trying to eat my brain right now, so I will kill him without hesitation. But the slime, I'm not sure if they will approach me like that. I can't remember, it's been so long since I've actually faced a slime in this game. I gotta come up with a better system for this waterfall. But it's a pretty clever way to ascend my base. Right, ready to sleep?
Ready. Just let me go back down.
Back down.
I was at the farm.
Oh, she was farming. How's it going up there?
It's going good.
We gotta go find some bamboo, man. This base needs some green. Just grow bamboo in here. How cool would that be?
Say no to plastic straws.
Like bamboo walls. Oh, that'd be cool. Just had an idea. It's so gray in here. We've got to add some color. Okay. Oh, I need an axe before I start this again. Oh, look, Sweet Tea already placed flowers. Or did those grow normally?
No, I put them in there.
Yeah, she's on top of it.
Do you want your cobblestone?
I have enough. What I need is an axe.
I'm gonna put those rails. Do you want the rails? I'll
Yes.
just give them to you.
Yes, I do.
Woohoo!
Wow, we really need to bring some iron over here. I've got a lot of iron at home base.
Good for you.
Oops, I got this wood from somewhere. Just cut down those trees like a deforester. Get some sticks. Where's my sticks?
Oh, you want some sticks?
No, I got enough.
Fun fact, you don't need straws at all. It's very true.
Oh yeah, dude. I don't use straws, man. I don't use lids either. It bothers me so much when I go to a cafe or something and the people will bring me a drink or give me a drink with a lid and a straw. I'm like, why? Why do people need to suck liquid out of a freaking tube? I've never been for it. Traditional. And as I say that, Sweet D is sitting next to me with a hey, let me see that. Oh, the whole thing.
Oh,
This is what she drinks from.
it's a stainless steel straw. What's wrong with that?
They're usable. And I just drink from I'm a purist, from a stainless steel cup. Okay. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. I went down there and I built the rail aligned with our current location, which is X142. Now, we just need to find a way to ascend the rail down there to this location without wasting too many materials and having it look just totally extravagant. Giant pillars in the sky. So that probably means we're going to have to do some sort of a spiral ascent so as to avoid, you know, looking like we're building a railway to heaven, because I just don't think I'd be a big fan of that appearance. So our current Y coordinate is 106. I got to remember that number, Y106. We're going to go down to, oh geez, I hope I can get down the mountain from here. That hurt. Oh my, this is a bad idea. Why did I do this? Sweet D,
Where are you?
I need a water bucket.
A water bucket?
I've got way too much EXP to risk this jump.
Where is it? Where are they?
Thing is, can you even throw it to me? No, I've just got to build out of here. This is much too dangerous.
I'll give you a water bucket.
No, I already told you. It's fine. Just gonna build out of here. Hopefully not deface the mountain too badly.
Oh, I see you.
I totally underestimated how steep this volcano is. Whatever. Okay, let's go around a much safer way. We'll use the main exit.
I'm going to farm.
That's very helpful, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm a farmer, you're an engineer, that's fine.
I'm a builder.
Excuse me.
I prefer the term builder.
Bob the Builder.
I like to build. Like my Bricktron poster. Alright. This is taking much longer than expected, but I don't want to mess this up. Because I've already put in so much effort to connect that underwater rail. My. I think I've got to ban someone on Twitch for the
Yeah,
first
don't
time
say that
since I
username.
start streaming again.
Potty
He has
mile.
got to go. I don't know if I can do that from here. Let's see if I change my account. Man. I'm not even going to bother opening up that chat on Twitch. Whatever. Just leave it there. Ignore that fool. Alright. Was it Y106? You guys, you let me down. I'm fairly certain it was Y106. So let's build in this direction. At this elevation. Having it be above ground will keep us significantly safer from mobs. We're getting to the point where, yeah. Let's start adding the pillars from this point. So a gradual ascent to Y106 from here. Let's just see how that looks in preliminary stages. You know, I added a ladder. You know that
The watchtower.
that chunk of rock at the top of the volcano? That's the highest point.
Yep.
There's a ladder up there now.
I see it.
And you should be able to give me your opinion of what this looks like
Okay,
from
I'll go
there.
up there. Last night, DJ saved my heart. Okay, where are you? Wow,
What do you think?
it's ambitious.
So what if we just built out this? This will change up the appeal. You know, you'll be able to experience a greater variety of viewpoints if your rail makes a more gradual ascent as opposed to just one giant ascent. So let's see. I have no clue how many blocks are between me and the link, but We're at Y77 right now, which means we only need to ascend about 29 blocks, 30 blocks. So yeah, we can definitely move in this direction. For quite some time. They should have taken the Z coordinate as well.
Oh,
What is that? I don't know why this pie chart started popping up all of a sudden.
you love math way too much.
It looks pretty cool though.
Math is cool.
Some hotkey I accidentally pressed, taking up my UI. So let's ascend a little bit here to Y106.
So can I just slide down this waterfall over here?
Yes, you can, but I don't think. Yeah, you should be able to figure it out. So we're at Y87. Let's continue. Let's continue the ascent. 89, 90. Should be about 16 blocks higher. Let's just go straight for it. I can live with some really tall pillars here. Because we're not really wasting any space here. What do you think? Can you see me from up there, or you're in the base?
I'm farming. It's a hard life being a farmer.
99, 100, 6 blocks higher. 102, 103, 104, 105, 106. Oh, don't tell me the X coordinate is off. It looks like it. That is going to be tragic. How could I get that wrong?
It's your pie chart.
Maybe it's just my perspective. Oh, we're at X143.
Someone is asking if you grow button mushrooms or any mushroom.
You mean in real life?
Wow, Ricky Davis is coming
You're
through.
right, Ricky. Thank you. Man, I really messed that up. I got the X coordinate wrong. Blast. So my options at this point are to move this track and align it, or rebuild. I'm gonna rebuild.
He's asking if you grow them in IRL.
No, we don't grow any mushrooms IRL,
wish.
but I definitely want to.
We know someone, well, we go buy them at the farmer's market.
Oh my
They're
goodness.
so good.
This is not going to be easy. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah, there's a farm near us that grows. They're really domesticated, so they don't taste anything like wild shrooms. But mushrooms are so amazing. I can't get enough shrooms, man. I don't remember what the occasion was, but Sweet D and I went to a fine dining vegan restaurant. I don't know if they're still around.
Oh, we were together for, we were celebrating a 5-year anniversary, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
So I took her out to this really nice vegan 4 or 5 course restaurant, and they had
Are you seeking stone?
the top tier wild shrooms, because where we live in Washington State
Grab it.
is prime time. Like, we get some of the best shrooms in the world here in the Olympic Peninsula. And so these guys, there's a very finite amount of them, right? Because they only grow in a very limited number of places on Earth. And all the top tier restaurants and, you know, mushroom enthusiasts try to get their hands on it first. How am I going to do this?
I think we tried inoculating shiitake mushrooms.
Alright, just let me think for a minute.
Oh, pierogi is so good.
So we can climb one block. You can climb at a rate of 1 block. Per coordinate. Blocks. So we need to climb 29 blocks total from that location. Right here. Alright, I gotta write this down. First of all, this is not aligned properly because it's actually Y142. So all of this needs to be destroyed. God, that's annoying. It's fine. Alright, so the z-axis is what we didn't take into account the first time. Which is at this point, it's 10:43, so let's get back up there. Sashmo says, wow, you guys are talking about shrooms in the chat.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, there's an enormous difference. Oh, I almost fell from here. Lost all my enchant points. There's an enormous difference between domesticated shrooms and wild shrooms. The flavor of a wild shroom is just so much more potent. And I'm sure that means it's also much more nutritious.
I think your favorite wild shroom is chanterelle, right?
It's definitely one of them. I haven't tried every wild shroom, so I can't say.
We've had lobster mushrooms, chanterelles, chicken of the woods. Oyster mushrooms do grow out in the wild. What else? Who knows?
Just gotta do some math here. I'm gonna use a calculator. Okay. I think we got it this time. So we've got to climb 29 blocks. And we have 51 blocks of space between where the rail ends and where it begins. So the first thing we need to do
Paper.
we need to come out in this direction 22 blocks. Using cobblestone. Which I don't have. So I'm gonna go get some. Man, this is turning out to be way more difficult than I expected it to be. If I hadn't miscalculated, I wouldn't be having this problem. That's why it is important to do the proper calculations and double check your work before you actually build a project of this complexity. I've got way too much smooth stone on me. I'm not even using this yet. I'm going to build it with... Can you refine more cobblestone?
Sure.
Like, stop making smooth stone.
How dare.
I'm going to build it with actual stone. We'll keep the cobblestone for underwater so I don't have to look at it.
So do you still want cobblestone? Oh, you just
I
want me
want
to furnace it?
regular stone, which means refining cobblestone.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So come out. In this direction, 22 blocks. Now, if I send straight from here, we should be connected. It's fine. Leave it for now. Oh, Andrew says he just joined. What's happening? I'm currently connecting the underwater rail from the underwater over there to the main volcano base. And it's proving to be more difficult mathematically than I expected it to be. But that's really just because I want it to look a certain way and not so haphazard in its design. Because I'm actually inspired by
The Philosopher's
some
Stone.
modern day light rails in the real world. Of course, the light rails don't make an ascent this high because this is a mountain we're ascending to. I don't think it'd be particularly safe. But, you know, inspiration, not copying. This better work. Otherwise I'm going to be really upset.
We should go to the Minecraft exhibit and make a vlog.
Huh?
We should go to the Minecraft exhibit and make a vlog.
Where's that?
And downtown Seattle at the Museum of Pop. At Mopop.
The EMP?
Yeah, they renamed it.
What is it now?
Mopop.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Mopop.
I think it just means Museum of Pop.
And how big is the exhibit?
Who knows?
Is there a paywall?
Yeah.
Forget about it. I'll go build a giant Minecraft Earth structure in there. How about that?
How about that? How about you create a video eating like my Minecraft character for a day?
Well, all we do is eat baked potatoes.
That's right.
Hello, Gavin Chan and Gavin Chan, I assume. And Infant Boar on Mixer. Thanks for the follows. Hope you enjoy. Stick around for a little while. You know what I'm saying? We make good stuff here. We don't mess around. We take pride in our work. Our laborious Minecraft play sessions. I'm wasting quite a bit of material because my my other half here, Sweet D, is not picking up this waste that's just falling down there. But it's just cobblestone and dirt. She's in there grinding the furnaces, refining stone, trying to surpass my player levels. And using up all the coal, mind you, along the way without replacing it because she doesn't like going mining. There's more coal in the storeroom there.
We'll say it's photoshopped.
God.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys what your Minecraft account situation is like, but I bought the Java edition of Minecraft long before Microsoft acquired Mojang. So I bought the original Java edition quite some time ago. I think like 2010 maybe. And so the policy at Microsoft at that time was, if you bought the Java edition, we'll give you the Windows 10 edition. So I went to go redeem my Windows 10 edition in my Mojang account. And they're like, oh, we're out of gift codes. Sorry. I was like, excuse me? What do you mean you're out? Don't you just press a button in a random number generator and come up with those codes? And, you know, like, don't give me that. You can't run out of redeemable codes. There's like an infinite number of possibilities. There's no conceivable way you've run out of codes. So I reached out to their peeps. And I'm like, where's my code? I was a little more diplomatic about it than that. It helps if you feign ignorance. You know, you seem like some helpless person who's technologically illiterate. And it took them a few weeks, and then they finally responded, and they gave me a Windows 10 code, which I don't know, like maybe a $15 value or something. I don't know what it retails for.
Thank you, Microsoft.
And I just wanted to test it out because I have this sneaking suspicion that they're only going to make the ray tracing that they're working on available in the Windows 10 version of the game. I really hope I'm wrong, but I certainly would not put it past them. I'm not quite sure why I started talking about that, but my point is, these things I'm building right now are going to be amplified in their magnificence tenfold when I start the ray tracing. So that's why I'm putting in so much effort to make these things exactly the way I envision them, because I know that in maybe 1 or 2 years' time, Minecraft is going to be the best looking game on the market, which is really quite a shock if you've been following this game for a long time, because it used to look terrible. It still does, actually, if you don't install any mods. I mean, look, I respect it and everything, but make no mistake, the default texture pack is programmer art. That's what they call it. That's what happens when you don't have the money to pay a team of designers to make you something, so the developer makes the art. And it just doesn't look that great.
How dare you come for Notch like that?
It's now got charm, so, you know, it's so memorable, but come on. You know, the game looks amazing when you mod it out, like I've modded it here, but as you can see by my hardware there on the top right of the screen.
I'm going to be my Minecraft character for Halloween, just like make a cardboard cutout.
Was that really worth interrupting me?
Yeah.
God. I need some upgrades in order to even do ray tracing in the Java edition. Which, by the way, should be significantly harder than doing it in the Windows 10 edition because sonic ethers or continuum shaders are so poorly optimized. Do people joke about you, asks Infantbore, or make fun of you? I would say no more than the average person. Why do you ask? Is it because I go by the vegan gamers? When I started this project, which was a little over a year ago, I was... Oh, thank God there was water. Just spacing out right there. Man, God is watching over me. When we first started the Vegan Gamers, we were getting more people coming in here and be like, really? Now we have vegan gamers? It's not enough that we have vegans. Now we got vegan gamers? And there was more of that a year ago. But vegans and veganism is becoming much more mainstream. People were saying, not so sarcastically, that 2019 is the year of the vegan. And so there was a lot of speculation about that. It actually turned out to be quite true. That this is really the year that veganism went mainstream. And so we don't really receive any discrimination nowadays about it. But you know, we hardly make any videos, so we'll get, I'm sure, the odd carnist coming in here and hating on the veganism, but hasn't really happened this year. I'm assuming that's why you're asking, not because I'm bald or some other reason.
That's why.
Alandrew says, I'm from Illinois and marijuana is going to be legal at the start of the year! Exclamation mark! What are things to look forward to and also to be bothered by? Ooh, wow, what a loaded question.
Presidential election.
What about presidential
You can
election?
look forward to it and be bothered by it at the same time.
Stop! Okay, thank God. I thought that was going to go all the way down there and erase all my rails. I overreacted, I'm sorry. So Landry's, oh man. So, I actually worked in the cannabis industry in its infancy here in Washington State because my father, you know, he did a startup, got a pretty prestigious license from the state to do a grow op. And so I've been involved here since the days when investors in Washington were like, hey, I don't know about that, you know. I don't know about cannabis. I think that the Fed, you know, depending on who gets elected, is just going to roll up in there and shut it down. Are you kidding me, zombie? You actually think you're going to win that fight? What a joke. You know, it was still considered super risky because nobody knew how the Fed was going to react to Washington and Colorado legalizing way back when. It's been some time now. I want to say it was 2014. So, needless to say, I wouldn't. It's not fair to say that I am a pioneer in the cannabis industry because I didn't have the capital to start the business, but I was involved, very much so. So my perspective is, you know, pretty unique. I was out there flying drones over. Geez, how big was my dad's farm? It's like over an acre.
Yeah.
I was flying drones over this, you know, big farm, at least as far as cannabis industry is concerned. Just looking at a huge canopy of cannabis sativa, marijuana. Oh, it's a slime. I gotta take him out. Let's see if he attacks me. Yes, he is hostile. Thank God. Otherwise, I wasn't gonna be able to justify farming these guys as a vegan. But self-defense, all day. All day. Give me your slime. Wow, that was a big one. Look at that. Now we're in business. Woo! So you could make the argument that when I was working on a cannabis startup, that I could actually end up in a federal prison. Like it was that level of risk taking to a lot of people. I didn't feel that way. I didn't think I was going to wind up in prison, but there were some people that were thinking, yeah, this is like super risky to do, because the federal policy was still that it's a Schedule 1 controlled substance, and it's a felony to sell it. Right? Of course, our country was founded on the pretenses that the states really need to maintain the power to govern themselves, and the Fed is just there to like assist. That's how it was designed. But we've gradually moved in the direction of a very nationalistic system where the federal government basically is extremely oppressive towards state governments in a lot of ways. But the Republican Party, which took control of the White House in this past cycle, as we all know, is traditionally very pro-state rights, and so thankfully they did not try to shut down the Washington grow ops. So now it's to the point where if you're not talking about federal legalization of marijuana, you're not doing it right. You know what I'm saying? So your original question was, what are some things to look forward to and also to be bothered by? Let me go take a whiz and I'll finish answering your question.
Oops.
Speaking of federal politics, y'all want to know who I'm rooting for without saying a word? Right there. That's my man. Right. I don't know if you Europeans are paying much attention to the Democratic primary right now, but it's heating up. And my man, Mr. Yang, is starting to get people excited. It's great to see. Let's just sort this stuff out. We started growing these blue orchids all over the volcano area.
I planted them.
Cool. Yeah, my man Ricky Davis knows what's up. He knows what's up. He's talking about the Yang Gang.
Android X142. Gang. $1,000.
Put the money in our hands. Put the money in our hands.
Gang 22.
Sweet D, I think, she's still a Bernie girl, but I have gradually been persuading her because we were both very hard Bernie supporters in 2016.
He's my grandpa. Not really.
I have been persuading her that Yang is the better option. Still love Bernie, but he's not doing it right. I mean, I don't want to get into that right now, but we were talking about cannabis, right?
No, switch the subject.
Why?
He said, what are things to look forward to and also likely be bothered? Oh, is this about cannabis?
Yeah, I was going to continue
Oh.
the cannabis
Oh, I
conversation.
just the regulations with pesticides.
Oh, now you're answering the questions for
Yeah.
me. Wow, can't believe it.
Let's take
Did you hear
a-
that? Just the regulations with pesticides. I hope that
Yeah.
just a sufficient explanation for you, Elandries.
Oh. Yeah, feel the burn. Let justice prevail for all.
Let justice flow on like a river. Righteousness like a never failing stream. The worship of the ancient golden calf has returned. What are you looking at?
Feel the burn. Feel the burn.
When we stand against powerful people, we can feel the burn.
Can you
Feel the burn. Feel the burn. We can feel the burn.
Can you please play that video?
No. Yeah, son of a bitch wants me to get into it. So, yeah, the reason I explain the whole background of the situation is A, because I live in Washington State, 4th generation, my whole life. Love this place. Best state in the union. No offense to, where did he say he was from?
Illinois.
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 You're a little late to the party there, bro, on the whole legalization front. But Washington State and Colorado were the first states to legalize. I don't know if Colorado did it by initiative, but I know Washington State did. As you don't know about initiative and referendum, that's my boy TJ, Thomas Jefferson's, one of his greatest gifts was our form of direct democracy that we practice, which is very archaically known as initiative and referendum. Basically, somebody thought it was a good idea to legalize pot, so they put a petition together. They got enough SIGs, which is 20% of the participants in the last state election on the ballot. So you gotta get 20% of those people to sign the petition. And then when you get those SIGs, you've got to, it gets on the ballot, right? And then the people vote for it. And if they decide, yep, definitely want to do that, then so it shall be. So that's one of my favorite things about our system is we actually do practice direct democracy here. And we have, in the case of Washington, for about 100. No, not quite 100 years. Yeah, actually about 100 years. It's been some time. So that's probably the most influential initiative that we've ever done, which is deciding, you know what, the federal government is too slow on this whole war on drugs, legalization of marijuana business. So we're going to do it. And we're just going to say YOLO. And that was pretty groundbreaking, pretty unprecedented for the U.S. So I'm quite proud of it. The original legislation as it was proposed was really bad. And my dad is a attorney, and you know the regulations that we voted on to pass, to legalize, were really poorly written. It was just some lawyer that didn't really have much experience with legislation, if any. I don't remember the name. But we got it done, and then the state legislature refined it. And finally, they're getting to the point now. Hello, Metal Hawk. Thank you for following. We're getting to the point now where we're starting to catch up with like California, whose regulations were much better, frankly. And you know,
I think Oregon has some good ones too.
our system is getting there. I'll put it like that. It started out really bad, like it was infuriating to be a producer processor, which is what our company was doing, which is growing and processing raw material for the recreational market. So the number one thing you have to look forward to at Landry's is the increase in tax revenue. So in Washington State, we have very aggressive taxes on marijuana because it is totally an unnecessary commodity, or yeah, I guess commodity is probably the best way to describe it. Something that we don't need but enjoy. And so our state is committed to putting most of the tax revenue into our education system, which I'm sure a lot of it is, but frankly, we don't have enough transparency as to where that money is actually going right now. There's just so much tax revenue, like several $1 billion a year from just from pot sales. And so that can really improve the state of your local economy and your state's resources. Preferably it gets spent on things like education.
Or public transportation or affordable housing.
Yeah, so the big problem that we had right away when we legalized is we had a pre-existing medical industry, which if you know much about cannabis, then you know that it's much safer and in many cases more effective than traditional pain medication. Far less addictive, basically totally safe. There's not a single recorded death from cannabis use. If you overdose on cannabis, on THC or CBD, you just pass out, like you'll go to sleep and you'll be unharmed, right? Whereas if you overdose on opiates like morphine or oxycodone, these heroin, opiates, you could easily die. And in fact, in the United States, opiates have recently surpassed car accidents and are now vying with suicide as the number one cause of death in America. It's a plague, is the best way to describe it, opioid addiction. So legalizing cannabis is probably the most effective way to fight the opioid plague. Make no mistake. So when our state legalized, we basically, over the course of a year or two, erased our medical marijuana industry. And so on the record, I was consuming medical marijuana because I was going to get... I've had some mental issues in my past, and they would have tried... Doctors would have wanted to put me on some sort of, mood regulation type of med. Maybe like Xanax or what's the other one they always prescribe? Prozac, stuff to keep your hypomania on the down low, which is what I have. And I really valued I still value the medicinal properties of cannabis. It's not actually psychoactive, but the active ingredient that is responsible for the medicinal properties is called CBD, whereas the more psychoactive, more controversial, arguably inebriating ingredient, cannabinoid, is called THC, which is the one that is the controlled substance still. Federally, CBD has been taken off the list as of the 2018 Farm Bill. That's why you can buy like CBD tinctures or gums or anything really. It's infused with CBD at your local drugstore anywhere in the country. It's no longer a controlled substance. It's extremely profitable, by the way, to grow hemp for the purpose of CBD. So it's certain species or breeds of hemp, which is different from cannabis, although the same ancestor plant, that is designed for potency of its flowers It's like the most profitable plant to grow right now if you're a farmer, straight up. And so we used to have a really large, basically, infrastructure is the best way to describe it. A medical marijuana industry that was very effective at treating patients for pain relief and mood stabilization, sleep aid, all of the medicinal applications of marijuana. And that was totally destroyed by legalization. So our state's just like, yeah, you know what? We don't need two industries. We don't need medical regulation versus recreational regulation. We're just going to leave it to the private sector to grow medicinal marijuana for patients and regulate it all in the same way and tax it all in the same way, which was a big mistake in my opinion, because we ended up losing our medical industry. And what we have now is entrepreneurs that are determining which breeds are being cultivated, and what they're growing almost entirely is potency. So they're after the high that you get from smoking or consuming cannabis, THC, and that's what sells in their book the best. So their profit margins are the greatest when they can sell like resins or vape oils, or shatter is the big thing. People like to do what's called dabbing. It kind of looks like a microscope. It's this little, you can look it up, figure out what dabbing is, but they use like shatter and resin for that, which is really refined. Basically press, or you extract the resin of the flower of cannabis, and then you refine it into this like syrup, or it's like resin really, like tree sap, and then you vaporize that. That's what they're growing, which is to get addicts basically as high as possible and sell the greatest amount of THC. And so they're motivated by profits, and they're just growing recreational pot for the sake of profits and disregarding medicinal almost entirely, which is really disappointing, because it means that if I wanted to go to a store right now to get some medicinal marijuana, I would be very hard pressed to find it still, which is sad, right? Because it's just being treated like a recreational drug. So if you want to get involved politically, or you want to give advice to your representatives, try to keep your existing medical industry intact in Illinois prior to legalization for recreational purposes. Because if you don't make an effort to do that, it will likely be destroyed by people chasing that high. Entrepreneurs that are trying to grow for that high, which is sad. And that's not how you should legislate it. And I'm kind of tired of talking about this, so I'll just briefly explain the other component, which is that it's very poorly regulated in Washington, the growing procedures, because there is no federal oversight. So because cannabis or marijuana, whatever you want to call it, is still illegal federally to obtain, grow, or sell, then the Fed doesn't research, doesn't regulate, doesn't do studies, on chemicals like you would with the USDA, like USDA Organic, which is a federally funded and overseen organization that ensures that basically defines what organic growing standards are for food, and that extends through the FDA and the Food and Drug Administration. What's the other one? The FDA makes sure that our drugs and food are safe for consumption, which has got enormous resources behind it. And then there's the Federal Trade Commission, which is less applicable, but also would regulate something like cannabis. So there's all these federal oversights that are non-existent because it's a state-run operation, and we don't have nearly as many resources as the U.S. federal government to actually ensure that there's a safe product to go around. So in short, our people are using pesticides and other chemicals on the crops that are not federally approved. They're not safe, really. And there's not enough regulation. So if I were to go to a recreational store right now and buy some cannabis bud and then smoke that, I would likely be ingesting dangerous chemicals that are not being regulated properly, and the oversight conducted by the state of Washington is not sufficient to ensure the safety of our population. And I actually believe that's the case. So we're using some messed up chemicals here that should not be used, and I'm very concerned about it. So you want to be careful of that too. But the plus side is it'll probably reduce alcoholism and opioid use in your communities. And people that are really high or that have a drug problem, they're like hooked on pot, which can happen. It's not common. But it will reduce like alcohol consumption more than likely, and other hard drugs. And people that are really high are peaceful for the most part. They don't want to start fights. They don't want to like yell and riot. You know, it doesn't amplify attributes of aggression or anger in people the way alcohol does. So, having grown up with an alcoholic parent and knowing what that's like, I can greatly appreciate the difference between somebody who is high on pot versus somebody who's drunk on alcohol. Obviously, the U.S. prohibited the sale of alcohol in the 20s, and we all know how that went down. And we did it for very obvious reasons, because it's a drug that destroys communities, it destroys families, and so many of us know that firsthand. Whew. That's the riskiest thing I've done all day. Did I miss anything, Sweet Dee? Answering Landry's question.
He just asked what hypomania was. I think he looked it up.
Oh,
maybe.
son of a bitch asked the hypomania.
Son of a
Yeah,
bitch.
so,
Sorry, excuse me.
Bipolar people suffer from extreme mood swings. So their moods are less stable than your average person. And typically they will have some type of cycle, like clockwork. It varies from person to person, where they oscillate between two extremes. That's why it's bipolar. The one extreme is manic depression, which is basically just severe depression, where they become suicidal or just like, shockingly depressed. And they struggle with that. And then the brain, in order to equalize itself hormonally, and I mean, I'm not going to pretend like I understand brain chemistry, because frankly, even the people that claim to understand brain chemistry have so much to learn. But the antithesis to manic depression is mania. And when mania becomes really extreme, people get high off their own brain hormones, and it causes psychosis. So somebody that is not so extreme bipolar, there's many different types of bipolar, they would experience like really harsh depression, which I think I do. And hypomania, which is a form of mania that is a little bit more subdued than regular mania, that does result in feelings of like invincibility perhaps, or infallibility, just feeling like you're on top of the world, you can do anything. Like you'll go a few days without sleep and you'll work out for like 10 hours straight, stuff like that. Those are people that are kind of extreme manic. I know a guy like that who is just straight up manic sometimes, and he'll like build half of a house in a week by himself. When he's manic, he'll just be like obscenely productive. People that are hypomanic aren't quite that extreme, but they still exempt. What is going on here? It's turned into a fight for my life! My God. Damn, these monsters are a lot stronger than I thought they were. I gotta go!
They be mobbing on you.
Oh my God. I'm trapped. This escalated quickly. Man. Is there a spawner around here somewhere? My goodness. Son of a bitch says he would vote for me. I appreciate that. I enjoy politics and government. It's extremely frustrating, but I cannot deny my interest. So maybe someday you'll get the chance to. I'm not sure where you live, though. If you live in Germany, which I suspect you do, then you probably won't ever have a chance to vote for me. But
I feel like he's a vampire.
you can
Like,
tell your
he just
homies to
never
vote for me.
sleeps.
That was intense.
Vampire.
Alright, so I'm ready to recontinue the video. Anything that you would like to add to this video, Sweet Tea? Besides just explaining what I did and then connecting the rail and powering it and all that?
I'm good.
You don't want to like... You don't want to make this room really pretty, like make it a greenhouse or something? Put some house plants in here?
Oh,
There's all that clay down there. We can make a ton of flower pots. You want to do that?
sure is it.
In the water, you see, if you stand over here. I don't know how much longer you want to keep playing, that's why I ask. But that dark, or that light gray stuff down there,
Yeah.
press C. That's clay.
I just want to try going down this rail.
Oh, okay.
Look at all those arrows.
Alright, do you have a minecart on you? Yeah, I just
But
threw
I'm
it.
Hungarian, so I am a vampire.
I just threw a minecart at you. Do you want?
That's funny. He is a vampire. He's a...
Are you paying attention?
What do you want?
So I'm gonna put down this. Well, look how many arrows I have in me.
I know.
God, that was intense. They damaged my helm. I got trapped down there. They started spawning everywhere. So I'm going to continue the video here.
Perfect.
So you come over here.
Okay.
Just stand at the top of the rail, and then I'll build it out.
Right here?
Yeah. So just like put the rail, the minecart down, right there.
Okay. Ah! Oh my
What was that?
I don't know. It was a glitch in the
Okay,
system.
now get in it.
Okay.
Oh crap! I don't have any redstone torches.
Oh my gosh.
Just grab those really quick. There we go. 64 powered rail should be more than enough. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna go Saitama mode for this. Okay, friends and viewers, we are finally ready to connect home base to volcano base via rail. This is a momentous day, a historic day for our seed. Sweet Tea, are you ready for this?
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow, I didn't realize I could actually, you could fall off there. Can you get up for a second? Carefully.
I'm scared.
Okay, just stay put then if you're that scared. Don't get out.
Anxiety.
She's freaking out. So I'll just carefully. Now you get out?
Yeah,
Whatever.
it's because you had the dirt blocks there.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna begin the descent, but because this is such a steep incline, when we're heading up to the base, we're gonna have to rely on powered rails very heavily. So actually, just start placing them right here at the top. We're going to be very liberal with our application of these powered rails. And this is going to be like a theme park or something, you know, like a really intense roller coaster. It's going to be fun though. That's the whole point of a roller coaster. So these powered rails are quite an investment. I believe 6 of them results in the cost of 6 iron ingots. So effectively 1 iron ingot per gold or powered rail. So it's no light cost, but thankfully we haven't been spending our gold on much else so far in this playthrough. So we've got quite a bit of gold to spare, I might add. We've been surviving on a diet of... Hey, what the? Why isn't this working? I think I have to... Dang, I need some more stone out here. Can you bring me some stone, Sweet Dean?
Mm-hmm. How much?
Just a full stack should do it. So we actually have to displace the redstone torch a little bit in order to power a rail here.
Just one full stack?
Yeah, of regular stone. So, as I was saying, we've been surviving on a diet of baked potatoes predominantly. Almost entirely, I should say. So even when I'm in intense combat, I'll just eat a baked potato, which really makes this game hard mode.
So should I just meet you over there?
So we haven't been using our gold to make golden apples or carrots, really. Yes, please meet me down here.
With the minecart?
Yeah, why not?
Yes.
Alright, so all that's really left to do... Oh, I forgot to tell you that powered rails that are not powered
Yeah.
serve as brakes.
I'm going.
So you should be descending really slowly. Hold forward. Let's see if this should be interesting.
Let's go.
Because reverse power rails are actually are brakes. They'll slow the cart down immensely.
I feel like I'm on a roller coaster.
Oh, I think you're out of my view distance. Yeah, there you are. Yeah, it's really slow. That's cool. So we could actually design this system to utilize the powered rails as a brake, but I'm not keen on doing that. There's no real benefit to going really slow. I think I might have messed up there at the base.
What happened?
I don't know.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, yeah, it's actually connected.
Here, do you want these?
Yes, just throw them. You know you can throw the whole stack at once, right?
I like doing that.
Thank you. Okay, so we should have enough powered rails.
Can I keep going?
Yeah, go ahead. What we might need is more regular rails. But this is going to be quite interesting.
I stopped. There we go. Why is the trader always here?
I don't know. He's a stalker.
I'm scared of him. Huh?
Huh? So let's put another powered rail here, just because we don't want to waste time losing velocity. We're trying to get back to base in a timely manner. So we should be able to make this turn. Yes, sir. And we'll add another powered rail right here. Actually, I don't think we can place it right before a decline or incline. Gonna need another one right here because there's so many little dips here. Every time we go up one block, we're gonna lose a lot of momentum. So like I said, a very liberal application of our powered rails. It seems a bit excessive, but I'm gonna go for it. We'll come back here and we'll refine this later. I'm sure it's not very well optimized at the moment. I think we only need one powered rail every 20 blocks in order to maintain maximum velocity, but that's only considering that... Oh, that's not where we want to go. That's only considering that your rail is on flat ground. So we'll go for a twofer right here. How about that?
This is so ridiculous.
What's ridiculous about it?
I just love it.
Oh gosh.
I'm ready.
We don't have enough regular rails to connect it. Oh, actually we do if I only use powered rails here. Sweet. Which is what I should do anyways. Okay. Let's put this up there.
Can I go now?
You're gonna go all the way back to home base if you go now.
I'm going.
Okay.
Wait, you pushed me.
Bye-bye. No, actually, we have to go power the major incline first. But thank you for testing that for us. Now we know it works.
I'm going.
Okay, she's going back to home base right now. In the dark. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Meanwhile, I will do the honors. And we should be able to power at least 5 blocks both ways from this redstone. I think it's actually 8. So yeah, those are all powered. These are all powered. And then straight shot all the way up to the major ascent. We'll probably need 2 redstone torches. That should be enough. Now this is quite hazardous at the moment because there's no rail or wall preventing me from falling off to my death. So we'll just be very careful about that. Yes, and those are all powered. And then we'll just add one right at the top of the, we'll call this the link, or the station. Let's see if we can get away with putting it, let's put it right there. Nope, it's 2 blocks too high. So we go down 2 right here. And those are all powered. And these are all powered. Woo! We did it! We connected everything.
Now I'll go back.
Oh, she's already at home base. Wow, that's faster than I expected. We'll have to time this.
Okay, I'm going back now.
Wait. Go back to the... Just hop out for a second. Go back to the very top at home base.
Yeah. I'll bring your minecart too, so I'll just go on both of them.
Actually, let's write it together and then we'll time it. Is there a timer app on our phones by default?
On my phone?
Yeah. Do you have a timer app?
Yeah.
Well, I almost forgot to put a block here. That could have been disastrous. It would just send us right off the mountain.
Okay. I have a stopwatch.
Let me see. Oh yeah, that's exactly what we need.
Here you go.
See this? That's exactly what we need. Alright, I'm going to bring a minecart over there, and then we'll ride it together and time it.
We need to have like a safety net there.
Well, we'll get to that.
Let me go get the other minecart over there.
I have one somewhere. Oh, here's one.
Don't do it yet.
Why?
Because I'm grabbing this one that was here.
It's going to take me a while to get there.
Oh, so you're just going to come over here first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. Now once again, the minecart sound is super loud. So anytime I'm speaking to the mic whilst riding the minecart... Oh, I don't think those are powered. Darn it. Hold up. We've been delayed. I just realized I forgot to power some. And it's night too. Where I almost died out here recently. With my 30 player levels. Why are these not powered? Missing something here? Oh, okay. Some of them are, some of them aren't. Need 2 redstone torches here. Ay! Bloody skeleton. Have you got nothing better to do than harass me? Bye-bye. Okay, I'm on my way now.
You didn't time it.
We're not gonna time it. Yeah, we're gonna time it riding it together.
Okay.
Oh, I just got server lag. That was weird.
The light rail. The mine rail. The cart rail.
Let's see if I have a timer. Your app is called Stopwatch?
No, it's just on my clock.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, I have one too. Okay, I'll just use my phone. So I don't even know how to unlock yours. You can run your clock at the same time though and see if we come up with any discrepancies.
Okay. You know what I'm craving?
Huh.
A banh mi.
She wants a banh mi, a Vietnamese sandwich.
They're so good. Or a samosa.
Oh yeah.
Some curry. There you are.
Ah! Okay. So we'll go off of mine. No, I'll go first. So you gotta remove yours.
So I'll put mine's in now.
No, wait until after I go. But try to do it as quickly as you can so that we can have the cool effect when you're right behind me, you know?
Okay.
So just be on standby. Okay guys, so we want to do a little science experiment. We have now connected our 2 bases. We're right below home base right now on our map. I'll quickly show you what that looks like. And I don't know actually how many blocks separate these 2 bases, but it's quite a distance. This is a maximum expanded map on the cartography table. It's as big as maps get. So I want to time this and see how long it takes to get between bases. And I'm going to hop in this cart. I'm going to start my timer as soon as I hit that first powered rail. I'm going to use Android OS here. My stopwatch app. I'm going to press start as soon as I hit the rail. I'm going to begin right now. Okay, I was maybe a second late, so we'll give or take 2 seconds. And then Sweetie is going to follow me. And she's also running her own stopwatch so that we can get the best data that way. Oh, you're quite a ways behind me. Well, I can see her still though. Hold on a second. So Sweetie is right back there. She's running a stopwatch and following me. Her legs awkwardly sticking out in front of that minecart. Just quickly observe the awesome kelp forest surroundings that we're in. Spent quite some time building through this kelp forest. And she ruined her timer because she accidentally dismounted her minecart. So we're going to be relying on 1 clock, really with a give or take 1 second discrepancy on this. And we're going to end the timer as soon as we stop at the volcano base. And right now, we're at 1 minute and 3 seconds. And counting. I'll just show you. It'll be epic. Ooh, wow, there's quite a slowdown right there. We need to definitely go back there and add an additional powered rail, at least 1. I think we lost a lot of momentum. And here we are ascending. We are no longer underwater. I'm gonna whip around this corner. Okay, no loss of momentum there. And I went very liberal with the powered rails at this stage. Currently at 1 minute, 40 seconds. This is the fastest way in the game to get through two bases. These two bases in particular. And I think all of these rails were powered. And stop. So we're at 153.39. So it takes us about 150 seconds to get between these two bases. Sweet D should be arriving any moment now. So, wow, just a little bit of server lag because we're breaking the sound barrier on this thing. That is pretty sweet. If we were to travel that distance, you can see, I should have shown you the map while I was going, but we took the most direct route possible, straight through the ocean right there, between these two bases. If you were to make that trip on horseback or on foot, it would be a lot longer than 152 seconds. That I am confident. So we're going to be making some more additions to this track and to this station. We really don't know where we're going to connect the rail from here. Our imagination is the limit to what we can do with this thing. So that's pretty exciting times and a good stopping point for this video. I want to thank you guys for watching. It has been a pleasure building this thing, and hopefully you enjoyed watching as well. We are going to be doing some finishing touches and make it look a little bit more beautiful, and we'll show an update or two in the following videos the next time we use this thing on camera. So thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you've enjoyed it so far, and we'll catch you in the next video. Peace out. What do you think?
It's legit. Did you stop the stream?
No.
Okay.
1 minute and 52 seconds. That's the time.
We should build a treehouse next.
Where?
In a different biome.
In the plains? Where we go to tame our wolves?
Or an igloo.
I think we need some wolves. So we can build something like a treehouse, and then camp out there while we wait for a wolf pack. You know what I'm saying?
That was cool.
You like that?
It's interesting.
Do you want to work on it a little bit more?
Sure, whatever you wanted to do.
Okay, let's go finish that tunnel at least out of the water. Sashmo says a shroom house. We should build a shroom house.
Oh, that would be so cool.
I mean, like a house dedicated to growing mushrooms, or a house made out of mushrooms? Because there are these giant mushroom trees. There's one right over there. And to my knowledge, if I used
Let's go to them.
a silk touch pickaxe, I might be able to keep them intact and build from them. Build out of them, right? That'd be cool. Definitely creative. So this is the most vulnerable part. Like, you could be shot, but I don't think anything really short of a creeper can knock you off of your minecart. I'm not even sure that a creeper could, to be honest. So it's already pretty much maximum safety. But if we are going to make it safer, this is the best place to start.
The biome.
Yeah, we're in a shattered savanna right now. And we're right next to a swamp. Like Shrek, you know? That ogre. You would like this biome.
Don't come for Shrek like that.
Of course, this swamp looks clean, man.
Donkey.
Bustling with life. Shrek's, yeah, bustling with life, sure, but it looks like it stinks, and it looks unsanitary, like he might catch a disease hanging out in his swamp, and he likes it that way, you know? I mean, he likes it that way. He gets real upset when Farquaad dumps all those fairy tale creatures on his swamp.
He was. He didn't want them there.
Yeah, but that's because he's a hater. He don't want to share.
He shares with Fiona.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only person he gets along with.
Donkey.
Shrek has got social problems, but it's tough to blame him when they just hate on him, like maximum hatred, discrimination,
He's just misunderstood.
just straight up discrimination against Shrek. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, what's been your favorite construction project so far in this series?
What's been my favorite?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know yet. I didn't really contribute to the rail, but I enjoy it. It's so useful. So that.
Really?
Does that count?
Sure does.
Just makes it safe for me to get to and from my destination.
Yeah.
Safety.
Subconsciously, that's probably the main reason I made it. Oh man, are you in the base?
Yeah.
Can you bring me some redstone torches? They're in the chest with all the rails. Just bring that stack that we have.
Well, I'm not there, but I'm going to get there right now.
Alright. I'm going to change this design. It's too strange.
Okay.
I want glass panes instead.
Glass panes.
Ah, I made a big mistake putting down all these blocks. Stupid. I should have thought ahead. It's an amateurish design.
So glass blocks. We only have 27 of them.
No, can you bring me a workbench? And the redstone. See, you're helping with the construction project because you've been sending me stuff and bringing me stuff.
I'm a crafter.
More like a supplier. You organize, supply, and you send out the shipments for the construction. I'm the builder. So without the silk touch enchant, we'd be wasting all this glass.
How do we make a workbench again?
Just 4 wooden planks.
Oh, you want a crafting table.
Yeah, did I say that? What's the difference? Workbench, crafting table.
And then what else did you want? Redstone. I don't think we have any here.
Oh, redstone torches are in the chest with all the rails.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I hope this thing doesn't break. I made a mistake enchanting the iron instead of the diamond. But then I didn't mean
So
to get
crafting
silk
table and
touch on this.
redstone torch. That's it.
Yeah. Although I might have to repair this iron pickaxe. Which means going back up there and using the anvil.
Do you want me to bring it to you?
No.
So should I not go yet?
No, you can come.
Everything is awesome.
Wish this thing had a breaking 4 on it.
Woohoo.
No! That wail that I just did was the sound of 1,000 failures.
Where are you?
I'm right at the point where the railroad comes out of the water.
Oh, I see you.
Son of a bitch says, what is Silk Touch? It is an enchant that you put on your tool
Stay there.
that keeps the blocks intact when you mine them. So you can see it right there on the pickaxe. If I didn't have that, the glass blocks that I'm hitting would just shatter and they would be destroyed.
Did you get it now?
Yeah. Is this your minecart? No, this is mine.
Is that everything?
Fire everything! Yeah. Unless you got another Silk Touch pickaxe stowed away somewhere.
I do not. Peace.
Where are you going?
Wait, I can't go back up. Hit me. I mean... Why is it not going?
I don't know.
Oh. This minecart. I'm upset at it. Oh my goodness. Don't leave.
Okay. Fine. There. Oh, great. Phantoms.
Oh my gosh. They scared me.
Damn you. Oh. Gonna have to sleep. What?
Are you being
Rail's
attacked?
broken the same part where it didn't work for you. Something destroyed this redstone torch. Now there's a zombie coming over this way.
Just go to home base.
No, I'm good.
Hold on.
Aha! I'm too fast for the skeletons to hit me. Fail. Volcano base is now getting dangerous as well. Dude, this is epic. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of fatigue. I think I've been playing like 3 hours now. Yeah, 3 hours and 20 minutes. So I think we're gonna call the stream here, guys. I'm getting a little wasted. So thank you guys for showing up. Thank you for watching. We got quite a few follows on Mixer today, so welcome everybody. We love you. We don't even know you, but we have universal love for humans and animals
Eat more
and
vegetables.
plants and life. We are servants of life here on this channel.
Eat more vegetables and mushrooms, please.
So hopefully you enjoyed our creative expression through the world's most popular and arguably greatest game, Minecraft. Legendary game. really. And it will only continue to be more so as time goes by. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Keep it real. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble.